very best teams in Division II girls soccer come face to face tonight inside of the Colt Corral on a beautiful evening in Bellville, where state number 3 Granville and the once beaten Blue Aces look to keep their hot streak scorching against number 14 Clear Fork, and the Lady Colts squad boasting 3 consecutive shutout victories entering the match. It's live and free girls high school soccer coming at you, and it can only be found on the OH Report anywhere the internet can be had. And it's all on the way next.
In today's world of supply chain shortages and disruptions, having raw material or finished goods inventory on hand to fill customer orders is more important than ever. Based in North Central Ohio and with locations nationwide, including 5 throughout the Buckeye State, MWD Logistics can find your business the warehouse space needed to manage your distribution and logistic needs. Grow your bottom line with flexible warehousing solutions at MWD Logistics.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together, or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results. More than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Welcome inside of the Mansfield Roofing and Home Improvement pregame, where you can get a 30-year warranty on all of your new roofs. I'm Brian Skowronski alongside the great, the fabulous Garret Parlett tonight. And this is what the end of the season is all about, G-Man. We got a couple of top programs in D2 looking to get a quality look and experience. Also try to make one last impression for the other coaches in the area before the tournament draw on Sunday. So I think there's a lot of juice involved in this particular matchup.
I mean, what a win this would be really for either club. Granville coming in 13-1, Clear Fork 9-2-2. So both clubs, you know, not desperately in need for a win, but what a win this would be. The most impressive win of the season really for both clubs, you could say. So we got an interesting matchup here down at the Valley.
Let's begin by diving a little bit deeper inside of the Blue Aces season so far, and what a season it's been. The only loss so far to a state-ranked opponent, and you look at that gaudy total. They've only given up 6 goals all season. That is ridiculous defense, my guy.
Yeah, I mean, that's incredible. They've outscored opponents 77-6. I mean, that's absolutely incredible. I don't think you're going to see a much tougher and better goalkeeper here than Granville here tonight. So expect the defense from the Lady Aces to get it done here, but we'll see if Clear Fork has anything up their sleeve as they're taking on a very tough Lady Aces squad.
And what's been most impressive about Granville's season so far, Ella Schneider, kind of their bona fide leader, been out injured since opening night. They're looking for her to return come tournament time. But they do have some other ladies that have been stepping up. How about the play of Lindy Van Horn? She's kind of like the John Stockton of the squad. Hopefully I'm not dating myself, but he's kind of an assist guy, and she's been dropping dimes kind of like she's at a laundromat. Night in, night out, she's dishing it off.
Yeah, you don't see a teammate like this where they lead the team in assists and they're also able to put in the back of the net. So Lindy Van Horn, she's one of the dominant players here for Granville. 9 goals on the season, 18 assists. So she's always looking to set up her teammates in space, and it's great to have a teammate that's so unselfish, that's looking to set somebody else up instead of doing it themselves. Just look out for Van Horn today to make a big impact here for Lady Aces.
And there she was there, sporting the number 24 in the white jerseys. Of course, those are the Lady Aces, but how about the home squad tonight? The Lady Colts, who have won their last 3 matches by a combined 29-0, following their only 2 losses of the season, but those, of course, coming to D2 Power, number 6 Ontario, and D1 state-ranked Rocky River.
And not too bad, not bad losses at all, here for Clear Fork. And they got a big test, just like in Ontario or Rocky River here tonight. But, they got the home field advantage to their number. On the current 3-game win streak, you mentioned their only losses. And last season they did tie against Granville 3-3. So they got some confidence coming in here and some momentum on that 3-game win streak.
Those 3 wins coming against Pleasant, Worcester, and Marion Harding, though, and had a chance to talk to Brittany Bechtel. She's like, I'm kind of glad that those matches are in the rear view. These are the ones that we look forward to, and they've got a stud senior that's really been cooking here as of late. How about Lilly Wotman? Solid career for her. 37 goals, 24 assists for this 12th grader. She's double digits in both on this calendar season.
Yeah, I feel like Lilly Wotman's been making an impact here for the Lady Colts really her entire career here at Clear Fork. But this season, 11 goals, 10 assists. She's tied on the team lead for both of them. So Wotman, just like Van Horn, they're both going to make it a huge impact. And if Clear Fork wants a chance to win this game, Lilly Wotman's got to be out in the attack and get some goals and feeding some teammates for an assist.
Yeah, look for number 12 to be shaking, baking, dilling, and dishing all night long. All right, G, what's the key to success tonight for these Lady Colts? How do they get it done?
I got to think they got to be able to slow down some of that attack from the Lady Aces, because they're going to be able to shoot at will. They got players, they got playmakers all over the pitch out there. Expect Clear Fork to try to stop that defensively, because they got to be able to keep up scoring some goals of their own. Clear Fork, they don't put a lot of goals in the back of the net against some top tier teams. They're going to have to do that here today, especially defensively.
They just can't wait. They got to be great almost immediately when you're going against a team that's as solid as Granville is. They took a little bit too long against Rocky River and then Ontario as well. Both matches that they were competitive in, but they really had trouble scoring, as you alluded to. Just 1 goal in those 2 competitions. So I think that they need to come out and dare to be successful very early. And for the Lady Aces, I'm saying they got to keep it Ziploc freezer fresh tonight. You got to just keep playing that same good quality defense that you have been bringing all season long. Only 6 goals given up, man, that is absurd, as we were talking about. And only once all year, G, have they allowed more than 1 goal in a match. If they do that again here tonight, they're going to be obviously very successful.
You got to think, against a 10-2-2 squad against Upper Arlington, they only allowed 1 goal in that one. So even against the tougher competitions, Granville, they don't allow many goals. My key here for tonight for the Lady Aces is Aces wild, baby. Just let them fly. They got playmakers all over the pitch out there. Get it to your guys in space. Let Van Horn kind of dish it around like John Stockton back in the day, and get it to your teammates for some easy goals and shots on net.
Oh, so my 22-year-old friend does know about Johnny Stockton.
I do know who John Stockton is. How could I not?
Yeah, what a legend. The all-time assist leader, of course, in the NBA. And it looks like we are all ready for action here in the Valley tonight. First touch is going to belong to the girls donning the black unis. And of course being Clear Fork. Lady Colts. It's going to be Granville here, getting possession early on. Really looking forward to seeing how they really attack. I have not seen them personally this season. Got a chance to catch them last year and then the year before when they went all the way to the state championship, losing to Madison, of course, in a dynamic 2-1 match at Crew Stadium. So how are they going to be attacking this year? This is a team that really likes to spread it out. They'll go kind of sideline to sideline. Is that the same type of mentality that they have this season? So far, it appears to be that way, and that's how it's been under head coach Scott Forster now in his 11th season with Granville. And, boy, they've just had so much success, G.
Well, you mentioned it right there. Clear Fork able to save at the goalkeeper, but almost snuck in right there. Take a look at the Maumee Bay Turf Center replay. But Granville, you mentioned it, Brian. 6 of the last 10 years they've made a Final Four. 3 of the last 10 they've been playing for a state title, but nothing No rings on the finger, Brian, here for the Lady Aces here in the past couple of years, but you know they know how to get down there for sure.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. I was talking to Coach before the match, and I was like, hey, this probably has to be about your best 3-year stretch that you've had. And he looked at me with a, a little wry smile, and he was like, yeah, it's been pretty good. And I was like, do tell. Tell me more. And, yeah, as you talked about, going to the state Final Four 6 times over the last 10 years, I think they called that a dynasty, G-Man, but no rings to show for it. So not that that's really a frustrating factor for them, but they would love to break through, and they feel like they got the horses, especially with Schneider returning potentially for a playoff run to get it done this year. But for Clear Fork and Coach Bechtel, she thinks that they've really improved a ton from the beginning of the season. They were thinking that they were going to have an opportunity to rely on Kendall Windsor up top, their stud junior, who was lost just 1 minute into the campaign, the leading scorer, or the second leading scorer for the Colts last year, and coming back with so much momentum, hasn't been able to play, but a lot of freshmen have been stepping up, and Clear Fork has been playing some solid soccer here of late. Expecting this to be a very competitive match, but for the Colts, as we talked about, they gotta have some success, get some goals, as Anders has to dive and then collects that one already with 3 saves in the early going.
My key to the game was for Granville just to get out and let it fly, let the playmakers get some shots, and already 3 pretty decent shots and had to be collected by the goalkeeper 3 separate times. So Granville here on the attack early.
A lot of room here on the far wing. That one pushed out here near side. And Anna Nolan able to catch up to it, makes a move, but then poked out of bounds. Defended well right there by Morgan Schaefer. Lady Colts defense holding their own right now, as that one's going to end up wide. I think it was a pass intended to try to go outside. And so take another look at it right here. But like you said, just let it fly. That's what Ella Hoover was thinking right there.
I love that strategy too. You know, make the goalkeeper work back there. Here, just about 4 minutes into the match, and Granville's already had a pretty solid couple looks. Continue to do that. Make the goalkeeper work back there. Cover the entirety of the net and the goal. And that's what Granville's trying to attack right now.
Quick throw-in off the restart. Colts come away with the turnover, though. Looking to get something going in the counterattack, but it's going to be taken away by Hoover. Did a good job of getting back and making sure that Clear Fork wasn't able to head in the other direction. So pretty much Granville's been living down here at this end. See if Nolan looks for a cross as she goes down to the touchline. It comes in. Anders had to come off of her line. But no shots, no damage. And now Miller's going to play one to the outside of the box. One-timer. There's not a whole lot of sauce behind that one. And Renee, no problem shoveling that up.
Wasn't able really to get enough power underneath it. If she was able to, would have been probably a decent look for the Lady Aces. Great setup. Just not able to cash in there on another opportunity with a shot on goal.
Oh, great looking ball, but a step offside right there was Hope Mall. And this sophomore has been having a fabulous season. Second leading scorer, or actually the leading scorer on the squad with 19. For a program that's been this dominant, this successful, not a whole lot of sophomores typically are going to be leading you in any categories, but this young lady, she's been having a dynamite season. Lady Aces again controlling the tempo right now. Smooth carry, great looking dish to the outside, but the last connecting pass for Van Horn disrupted there by the Lady Colts. Should be a fun battle in the midfield here between Annika Labocki along with Kylie Belcher, who just made a nice play, and these midfielders of Granville. As that one just put out of bounds by Audrey Nolan, probably a wise choice. Or actually, it stayed in. And they catch a bit of a break as Brindley Barnett goes off of her shin guards. Want to invite everybody watching out there in Facebook and YouTube land to drop us a comment. Fill us in. How you taking in tonight's contest? Where are you watching from? Who you cheering for? Your favorite players. When big plays happen, we want to hear from you, the fans. Be a part of the game in our fan zone. Battle's going to be won that time by Ava Labocki. So we got a couple of Labockis out here on each side. Good looking ball here to the near side for Wotman. And Lilly's definitely going to have an impact here from the left wing, as they're going to send that forward for Brindley. Boy, she's got some speed. Cut off at the last possible second by Alicia Wallace, and good thing she did if you're a Blue Aces fan, because Brindley was coming.
Yeah, she had some speed behind her. She was able to get a hold of that. Keeper was, at the 20-yard line-ish. So Clear Fork's able to get a foot on that. Has a chance to get an early goal here for the Colts, but keeper kicks it out of play, and now this will result heading back to Granville for a free kick.
First foul on either side here. And Barnett, definitely a player that's emerged with the injury of Kendall Windsor. Just a freshman. And you see, obviously, she's got the blazing speed. Has contributed with some nice, healthy scoring so far in the season. She's in double figures so far in the campaign. And looking for her again here is Melody Bluebaugh. But it's deflected, and now Granville looking for an opportunity to kind of turn the page, get some offense going at the other end with hope. Oh, sick move on the 1v1. Now sets it up outside the box for Allison Tyrone, who just runs into a crowd, so she's got to lay it back. And I think you really got to credit Clear Fork that time for not allowing Granville to get anything going towards net, as you'll see on the Mechanics Bank replay. Just solid positioning all the way around.
And that's what we're going to need today, too, is sending bodies at some of these playmakers for Granville. Don't want to let them get in open space and be able to have some connecting passes. This one will be fired away, but it'll be off net. It'll be a goal kick here for Lady Colts.
Going to get a substitution here for Clear Fork. Get our first look at Addison Blakely, along with Zoe Lamp, another freshman. So it's a young team for Coach Bechtel this season that you're having to rely on any given night. Probably about 5 different 9th graders breaking into the lineup. And we talked about this last night during a boys match, that it just kind of seems like it's the year of the freshmen around here. A lot of them making some pretty big, devastating impact.
You can't help but think of, here in a couple years, how much this varsity experience here in their freshman year is going to be able to do for them, when they're juniors and seniors and upperclassmen. It's going to go a long way to making them even better players than what they are now.
Another dangerous ball that was sent into the mix that time by Ashton Wine. And Granville living a little bit on the razor's edge, but they've been able to regroup and get back in a position when they've needed to. As this one rolls out of bounds, Miller about to make a throw in, but first a substitution, the first of the match for the Blue Aces. The sophomore Anna Nolan's going to check out. And we'll get our first look here at Allie Mesner.
After the first couple of those shots for Granville, Clear Fork's sort of tightened some of those screws defensively, making it a little bit tougher here for the Aces. You see the Colts getting a little bit more chances. This one, going to be some contact there from the Colts, and it's going to result in a kick here for Lady Aces.
Just about 11 minutes gone by here in this opening half. So far, 5 shots for Granville. Clear Fork still searching for their first of the night. Or afternoon, I should say. These 5 p.m. starts, I'm not really sure what to call it yet. The late evening or early evening. It's not quite a night game. Lights don't have to come on yet. And Coach Bechtel did tell me she kind of wishes that it was more under the lights here tonight. Probably draw a larger audience and just have a bigger field, because this is a tournament type of game, of course. This is the competition that you're going to see once you start breaking into the round of districts, where Clear Fork has been ousted the last several years in the district semifinals, the last 3 to be exact. So they certainly think that they have a team good enough and qualified to make it to a district championship game this season. But this one, a huge barometer for them to see what it'll be like once they get to those big-time games in the later rounds.
Yeah, what a great test this is, especially late in the year, too, when you know, tournament time is right on the horizon. A great matchup here to kind of see where you stack up before heading into tournament time in Clear Fork. You know, a team that typically is a great regular season team but can sort of struggle in the postseason, can't really get over that hump. It's not better than going up against a better powerhouse than Granville in the area.
3 substitutions made by Clear Fork, who rips their first shot of the match. But it'll be handled pretty easily. Wilson Forster, senior goalkeeper. Granville quickly getting into the attacking third. And off the cross, Renee comes off her line to make the play.
Renee's been pretty smart back there, you know. When there's times to stay in there and when there's times to come off and, you know, play out. She's been able to be versatile in doing both. Keeping a squeaky clean scoreless here for the Granville Aces, but might have a chance here.
Holtmall was able to fight through the first line of defense, but then it's cleaned up on the backside, out of bounds by Avery Wine. Now Blue Ba takes it away, looking to press forward. But so far, Alicia Wallace, she's been solid. Every opportunity that she's had to step up and make a play, she's done so from that back line of defense. And another very direct ball right down the middle for Clear Fork. Trying to get it to Blakely. And the freshman initially makes the move, but right on cue, there's Wallace again bailing him out.
Could have been trouble there for Granville. Clear Fork almost able to get a good shot here, one-on-one with the keeper, but great defense from Granville, denying that and clearing it.
I think that's exactly what Clear Fork would need in this match if they want to go on to earn a big-time victory. They got to score first, I think, G, and, you know, just get those good vibes flowing with them, because against the top competition, as we talked about those 2 matches, I believe that, you know, obviously they got shut out at home against Ontario, and I think it was already 0-3 when they did score against Rocky River. So they got to score early on in the match, I think, to really give themselves a chance.
Well, you know, scoring early on and you know, getting some of that confidence is a big key going in, especially against a team like Granville, where, I mean, they're a powerhouse to say the least. I mean, we mentioned it, the six Final Fours in 10 years is pretty remarkable.
Sure.
So to score first and give some of these girls from Clear Fork some momentum, and not only that, but just some confidence, you know, saying, we know we can play with these girls. We already scored first, and we got a lead. So I think that would bode well for the Lady Colts if they're able to come out here and get a first goal.
That's a Granville team. They've got 8 returning starters that played in that 2020 championship game against the Lady Rams of Madison. So plenty of varsity experience out here as Clear Fork picks up their 3rd foul of the first half. With almost 16 minutes gone by. Neither side has really had a super dangerous look on net. Clear Fork's had a couple opportunities where they've been close to developing some chances. And there's one right there. Boy, what a volley up to herself, and then cashing in for the first goal of the night. Big time stuff for Granville to put it away. And how about the skill set that we just saw on display from Ava Labocki, 2021 All-State performer, team captain for the last couple of years.
I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous. That's filthy. I've never seen a goal like that. Just kicking it up to herself and then spinning around and able to get enough power on it, too, and touch right over top of the goalkeeper. Man, what a phenomenal goal. And we just talked about the start Clear Fork needed to get out on the scoreboard first. Lady Aces thought otherwise.
And with the staunch defense that they have played all season long, less than half a goal per game average on the give up. They're in prime position here, and now looking to add another one already. Here's Maul, turns it back to the inside, but runs into trouble. So Clear Fork dodges a bullet right there because, man, there were 4 girls in white jerseys all spread across the 18 looking for some action.
And you're for Clear Fork down 1-0 here. You know, you're still in this game. You got to continue to go through with the game plan. They got the early goal, did Granville, but did you really expect to come in here and shut them out? You know what I mean? You got to continue to have confidence and just continue to do what you're doing. They've had a couple, opportunities, just haven't been able to cash in. Look for them maybe, to get a little bit more aggressive now that they're down 1-0.
These are the 2 ladies I think that really got to get it done. Labocki along with Wotman. If they can start finding each other, definitely a dangerous 1-2 punch. That one flicked forward. And up for grabs. Here's Wotman. She's going to have some space after the defender fell down. Just elects to shoot. It's off the hands of the keeper. But eventually squeezed by Sydney Loffer.
Loffer almost got cut with the butterfingers right there, Brian. Would have been a big play here for Clear Fork to get back in this game. You see on the replay. Almost a goal. But Loffer able to establish herself and catch it on the opportunity to. But man, Clear Fork, that would have been a great response to that goal from Granville.
Just a freshman in between the pipes is Sydney. And, man, what a big role she's going to have to play for this team, certainly when you think about starting to get into tournament action. But according to their records, G, that's only her 13th save on the season. So this defense, they haven't allowed her to really be tested that much on the year, and I think that's why they've got so many clean slates.
And I think a big part of that too is kind of like last time we talked about, just their offense it's a great version of their defense, because they scored 77 goals so far this season. They score about 6 a game. That'll be a foul on Granville, but they don't really give the opportunity for the other opposing team to even have a chance for some shots on net. So their defense, it fits well into their offense.
Definitely complements one another when you can have that time of possession. As that's kind of a bad giveaway right there by Blue Ball. So Granville unable to capitalize. As we're going back and forth, turnover after turnover right now. Now Labocki staying composed, carrying, lays it outside for Mel. He's got a couple girls making runs. Now Melody. Knocked out of bounds from Hoover. And we're going to get some subs on both sides. A couple fresh bodies checking in for the Colts. 3 over on the other side for Granville.
I think Blue Ball was trying to get it to Wotman there, but great defense from the Lady Aces to kick that one out. Not letting Clear Fork get anything easy. Not letting them try to set up one of their best players in Wotman for a shot.
This one into the box. Blakely, wow! I thought that was certainly going to be heading at least for the back post, but Vivian Long so far with the play of the match. Good looking throw in here by Labocki. Takes the exact hop they needed.
Wow.
Just bells them out.
And she wasn't there too. That's a goal for Clear Fork. They're tying this thing up. Would have been some huge momentum about halfway through this first half. Let's see if Labocki can capitalize on this corner kick.
Sent back post. Little contact. Ball still up for grabs, though, inside the box. About 5 headers in a row. Now it hits the turf, and it's going to be cleared out of there.
I think that play right there, that possession for Clear Fork was big. It gave them a little bit of confidence. You know, we got a couple good shots. We had an opportunity with a corner kick. Let's see if this, you know, goes well for them and see if their defense is able to get them the ball back towards the box.
Here are the Lady Colts starters for tonight, presented by Mansfield Roofing and Home Improvement. Young lineup, as we talked about. Got some freshmen in there, making some big impact as that one's driven to the back post. See if we get a shot here by the Blue Aces. We will, but it's going to sail over the top. Too much that time from Sydney Werner.
From my angle, Brian, I'm going to be honest, I thought that went in. I thought it was going to sneak in back there, but just a little bit too much, as it'll be a goal kick here for the Lady Colts.
And for the Aces tonight, you know, they've got some studs out there. Wallace, committed to play at the next level at Cedarville. Labocki, All-State last year. Hoover, an Appalachian State commit. So, I mean, they definitely got some girls that can play and are committed to go on to the next level. This is a good-looking roster. And now that's shot number 8 on the night for Granville. So, getting some good back and forth right now.
It's a girls' soccer factory down there in Granville, Brian. I mean, they just continue. We like to say some teams don't rebuild, they just retool. And I don't even know if they retool, they just get ready to go. I mean, they don't even think about it. It's like in their sleep. It just happens overnight. Such a good program down there. They continue, you know, to make an impact. That's why they've been to state so many times over the last couple of seasons.
Colts unable to clear it. That one's missed hit from the left foot of Werner, though. We'll see if it stays in bounds. We'll just roll out for a goal kick right at the cart. Bullseye. How about some fun facts about Granville, Ohio, G-Man? You ready?
I'm ready.
Well, they're 35 miles east of Columbus, of course, home to Denison University. We've got quite a few local Richland County athletes that are playing college sports at the next level down there. They're a village in Licking County, population of just under 6,000, so it's not a very large town, but it's very nice. I spent a whole day down there last year during a AAU basketball event, I think, and I was just really impressed from top to bottom. The downtown, beautiful, and just all around a cool spot.
And I can second that. I was down there actually a couple years ago when Madison, the year they won the state title, they played Granville, ended up tying that game, but a nice little town. It's definitely unique. It's got a sweet scenery. So, you know, if you've never been to Granville, I think it's worth the drive. It's not that far either, so.
No, 55 minutes approximate trip from here at the Colt Corral, and only 37 miles, I think it said, from here, so not too far of a drive at all. Good-looking build-up right here. Werner gets cut off, though. So it's going to be a throw-in deep in Colts territory on the way for the Blue Aces. And we'll see if they've got one of those strong-arm ladies. They're certainly trotting up Izzy Loffa right now, the senior defender. Nobody making a charge in the box as of yet. But it's always such a weapon if you have a player that can throw it like 25 yards, which we've seen a few players here this season be able to do in our area. As Wotman turns, she's got plenty of space. 2-on-3 here for the Colts. Or excuse me, that's Wine with the rock. And now, oh, great look for Wotman, who's going to be a step offside. But one of the better buildups that we've seen from Clear Fork so far tonight.
Almost had an opportunity too there, but Granville's defense, suffocating to say the least. Not letting the Lady Colts get too many shots on net. Could have been a chance there on the counter, but Granville able to stop the attack.
Boy, great pass there off the restart. It was sent right at Sydney. Now poked away. Great job by the Colts. Didn't like that touch right there by Wine, though. No one around her. See if she takes her time. Keeps it to the outside. Now Wotman with the cross, volleyed up, and offsides again is the call. The official, the lineman, all over that one, but boy, that looked close.
And you mentioned, Brian, seeing some, players throughout the season who can throw to make some assists. Abby Little had a couple in the game that I covered the other night. We've seen a couple from Mansfield Christian, so the Lady Flames and the Men Flames, they know how to get it done when throwing. So if you need any practice, I think your daughter, Brian, might be a good key to get her in that system. I know she's already in that, so expect some cannons from Miss Aaliyah.
Well, I'm trying to get her on the 2,000 push-ups for the month of October challenge along with me and Jory, and I got a couple friends that are doing it, and she says she's too scrawny to be able to make those 2,000 happen. So potentially, if I can get her started, because still quite a few days remaining here in the month of October, it would go a long way to help him with those big throws.
You said 2,000 a month?
2,000 for the month, so it's not that much.
So how many a day does that boil down to?
I started 2 days ago, and I'm doing 100 a day.
It's not that bad.
No, and that's, if you do 100 a day, it's only going to take you 20 days, of course. So it's approximately 66 and a half per day.
Well, exactly. If you got to think, if you're up 16 hours a day, you get 8 hours of sleep. You do 10 every hour.
Right.
It's 160. So you can get that done in 20, 25-ish days, even lower.
No big deal at all. And the last 2 nights, to get in my 100, it's taking me less than 5 minutes. It's not like it's a big chore. You just got to belt them out, baby. Just got to get to it. So I want to encourage anybody out there. I saw this promoted by one of my friends on the Facebook and was just like, hey, who's coming with me? And I decided, why not? What do I have to lose? So maybe you want to jump on board too, G-Man?
I'll hop on. At the half, I'll get my 10 in for the hour.
We do got a highlight, actually, of Abby Little with a deep throw-in coming up for you, G.
Yeah, there it is. There was the throw-in. I believe that's Johnson who scored that, and tremendous setup from Little. She was trying to get her open all night, was able to finally do it. And that tough game against Mapleton, but they were able to exploit them and win that one big. That game's going down tonight, too.
Yeah, that's right. The upset.
Yeah, Crestview over Lownville, and then Lady Flames taking on Crestview over at Scott Bailey.
So Granville, again, they've got great spacing in the box with control of the ball. But a lot of credit has to go to the Clear Fork defense for not allowing any type of, jalapeno to be put in the salsa with the shots. They're coming, but just not with a whole lot of fire behind them. So Clear Fork holding their own right now. They've just got to get one in the back. Got to get that equalizer. And here they go. Great looking opportunity with Wine getting to Blakely. Oh, great send down here to the near side with Wotman. Turning it in, left foot. And it goes wide, but blue ball off the post. And out of bounds for a goal kick. And it just seems like for whatever reason, there's a lid on the net for Clear Fork in these big matches. I've been a part of both of their losses and now this one. They're so close, G, but they're just not able to convert.
And in my opinion, I think if Granville is able to get their second goal, it makes it so much tougher for Clear Fork to get back in the game.
Certainly.
Obviously they're up 2-0, but I think it's more than that. It's just the momentum, the confidence for Granville, and losing some of that confidence for Clear Fork. So I think if the Lady Colts want to win this game, I think they have to even this up, get the equalizer, and we'll see if Granville is able to get anything on this attack.
Perry punches it out of bounds. Throwing coming up from the near side. Another quick substitution here for the Aces. So Clear Fork will counter with a couple fresh bodies in the mix of their own, with Jada Lamp checking in along with Zoe Lamp. So 2 lamps. See if they can bring some light, some fire out onto the field for Clear Fork as we're down under 10 minutes to go. And mathematically, if Clear Fork doesn't score, they cannot win. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I knew what I said, but I hope the audience got what I was trying to say there.
We follow. We follow. Man, it is stink bug season out here in Bellville.
Yeah.
They are just caked all over the walls out here. I have been fighting them off, flying all over.
I know they've been kind of crawling on me while I'm running this camera, and I'm trying to avoid shaking any bit. But you know, they don't do any harm to you. But you know, when a bug's crawling on you, your instant reaction is to swat at it. So I'm trying my best to hold strong up top.
Nice job reversing the field here for Granville. Connecting pass, not there, up into the attacking third. Though they'll win it back in the midfield. Got some fun battles going on in there so far tonight. As Labocki turns it back inside, lays it off for Hoover. Great looking ball here to Van Horn. She turns, sends one, and it skips into the hands of Renee. Save number 5 for Miss Anders. Granville throw-in coming up on the way. And they're kind of consistently getting in subs every few minutes now under Coach Forster. Just keeping these girls fresh. Different looks, different lineups, different combinations.
And how nice is that, to be able to sub in somebody, have some confidence in them regardless of who's out there, to be able to, run what you're trying to do and the kind of defensive sets that you're going at. So, especially for Clear Fork, too, you got to think going up against the same girls here for the first 15 minutes and then somebody else comes in and maybe they might have a, different pace of the game. I bet that's a challenge to try to adjust to, just like in any sport.
Yeah, that's a good point. And for Clear Fork on the other side, they thought coming into the season that they had about 13 girls that they wanted to consistently use. So, so much different than last year when they were subbing 5, 6 girls at a time. That's another nice setup. Even better cutoff, though, by Kylie Belcher. And they're able to get it out of harm's way, at least for now, with Wotman battling. And they're going to say that she took a shove in the back, so it's going to set up a free kick. But to my point, with one of their stars going down in the opening match, Kendall Windsor, just 1 minute into the season being lost, Brittany was saying, man, we were then down to 12, which means that I just had one sub that we were thinking that we were going to be able to rely on. So they've had to go a little bit deeper into the roster. Certainly give some 9th graders a lot more opportunities than they were initially anticipating, but she loves it. She thinks that it's been for the better, certainly moving forward. And obviously when you can get that varsity experience as a freshman, it's going to go a long ways to developing you for your career. And they've got quite a few sophomores out here also that got a bunch of playing time last year too, like Mel Bluebaugh. So I'm thinking that this is going to be a team to be reckoned with for years to come. But within Richland County, we got a few of those. We got a couple programs that can say that.
Yeah. Ontario's got a couple of freshmen themselves that a lot of people are going to want to hang their hat on. So we're set up for success here in Richland County in ladies soccer.
Good turn. Allison Tyrone ran into some problems, though. It's going to earn Granville a corner kick. And it's going to be their first one of the match, I believe.
I've had a couple throw-ins, but not a lot of corners. It's an interesting look they got here.
Yeah, they got everybody about 10 yards outside the 18. Now they come in late. And it seemed obviously like that was the plan, was to try to catch them right on the cusp of entering inside of the box. And it doesn't really work out as Clear Fork's able to flip the script. Can't get a shot off, though, really, as I think that was just intended to try to set up Blakely to make her charge. Down to 5 minutes and change remaining in this opening half. It's been some pretty solid back and forth. Granville has owned the time of possession. They've had the better looks, the more setups, but Clear Fork, man, they have been just inches away from having some really clean looks on net.
They've had a couple of solid looks where Ava Labocki had that throw-in that wasn't able to capitalize and materialize into anything, but it was for certain close, but Granville was able to save it there. Goalkeeper wasn't able to get a hold of it, but someone was there to back her up. And they've had some solid chances, but Granville has just been on the attack, and they just continue to do it, as we'll see here. This amounts to anything.
Yeah, Nolan made a nice play to get possession back for Granville. Now drops it off for Labocki. She turns, lofts one into the box backside. And that shot's going to be deflected. Deep shot, Anders. Skies for it.
At this point, if you're clear for it, you just want to get out of this half. Either 1-1 or 1-0. Allowing Granville a goal here would be a huge, I think, a bigger lead than a lot of people would think. But with the way they play on the offense attack, the Lady Aces, tough team to stop, you know, and they're up 2-0. So see if Clear Fork can get anything to go here in this final 340.
Having a backtrack now. Now through the midfield with Belcher. Sends it out here near side for Zoe Lamp. And now just looking to send one deep into Granville territory. Just try to make something happen. Great first touch that time. And here's a charge by Blakely. She gets a shot, back post. A couple feet off of where it needed to be. But another quality look from the Lady Colts.
It's big for them to continue to stack these up. You know, some you can hang your hat on heading into the half, that you got some good shots. You know, you made the keeper work, and just a couple chances. I mean, or you think sometimes you just get a little unlucky. The ball doesn't bounce your way. And Clear Fork, you know, they played solid in this half, besides, you know, allowing that goal to Granville.
Barnett locks up in the battle with Long. Clear Fork desperately trying to regain possession, force a turnover, and keep all of their momentum going forward here. In short time, 2 minutes, 15 seconds to go before the halftime break. A good-looking ball through the middle. Heavy touch, though, leads to Schaefer coming away with a turnover. Now they'll try to work it through Blakely. That one just out of bounds. Yeah, Sorrell can't keep it in. And Clear Fork now with 90 seconds, trying to make one last push for an equalizer. They're going to keep possession with it inbounds here with Avery. Barnett running into some trouble. And Granville, I mean, they're content right now. They're kind of packing it in defensively. They got 10 girls back. And that one out of bounds. So Blue Aces get possession back. Throw in on the way. 45 seconds and counting. Oh, a chance with a little bit of room here for a big shot. And it comes from the light foot. Saved by Anders. But Labocki, I mean, she had a pretty good strike on this one.
Yeah, Anders able to hang tough back there. Now just about 15 seconds remaining here for a corner kick here for the Lady Aces. They're going to move quick.
It's going to be sent in from long. Back post deep, though. And with 4 seconds, they're going to have to get something going towards frame immediately, as that takes us to the end of the first half. Pretty quality game, and that is exactly what we expected from two of the top-ranked teams in all of Division II. Granville number 3 and number 14 Clear Fork going back and forth so far throughout this first half. Keep it with us. We've got some stats and our thoughts on what we saw through 40 minutes of action, as well as a whole second 40-minute stanza on the way. It's live and free and exclusively on the OH Report. And we'll be back right after this.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
In today's world of supply chain shortages and disruptions, having raw material or finished goods inventory on hand to fill customer orders is more important than ever. Based in North Central Ohio and with locations nationwide, including 5 throughout the Buckeye State, MWD Logistics can find your business the warehouse space needed to manage your distribution and logistic needs. Grow your bottom line with flexible warehousing solutions at MWD Logistics.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Welcome to the Mansfield Roofing and Home Improvement halftime, where 40 minutes are in the books, in Granville right now owns a 1-0 advantage over the Lady Colts of Clear Fork. And here are your first half stats, G-Man, and not like super lopsided in favor of the Blue Aces. They've got twice as many shots. Clear Fork, though, just about as many clean looks, I think, as Granville was able to produce. Though the Blue Aces, they've done a nice job of possession. They find feet with regularity, and they've produced some quality buildups. But Clear Fork defensively, they've done a good job of not allowing big-time dangerous shots to be put on the keeper, Renee Anders.
Yeah, Granville, they've had some quality shots, but I think Clear Fork has too. It hasn't amounted to anything on the scoreboard. I think that's because Granville's just had, about double their shots, and they've had more opportunities, to cash in, and they've been able to get that one lone goal, which was not by the slightest one of the most impressive goals that at least I've seen. I mean, the volley it to herself and then somehow spin around with the same kind of power and rip it in. So, heck of a goal from the Lady Aces. But Clear Fork here, they're hanging tough. They're right in this game, down just one. I think it was big not to allow a goal in the late stages. Granville had a couple opportunities to do so, but the defense stood tall for the Lady Colts. So, they're set up in a good spot here. There's some stuff, to take away here for Clear Fork heading into the second half.
The only problem for them, though, G-Man, is that of the 15 matches, including tonight, that Granville has played in, they've only been scored on in 5 of those. They've got 9.5 shutouts at this point in the season and only allowed more than 1 goal once all year. So, for the Lady Colts, you're going to have to do something that historically in 2022 really hasn't been done if you want to come back and win this game. But I think they'll just be thrilled to death if they can at least get an equalizer, make it 1-1, and then see what they're made of down the stretch.
Well, it's kind of been Clear Fork so far this season when they go up against this, this tougher competition, this elite competition, you could say, the Ontarios, the Rocky Rivers. They have a hard time putting, the ball in the back of the net. And against Granville, a team of that kind of caliber, you're going to have to be able to do so to beat them. And because Clear Fork, they'll hang one on you, or excuse me, the Granville, they'll hang one on you, and then they'll focus on their defense. Their offense is going to be there, constantly. But for Clear Fork, they have to be able to get a goal here, get back in this game, and see if, the defense can step up and kind of shut down Granville in that second half.
Which is coming here in about 40 seconds. Want to take a quick moment to thank all of our generous sponsors that help bring you tonight's high school soccer broadcast live and free exclusively on the OH Report, including Stoodt's Fresh Market, serving the Valley for generations. Stop in and check out their bakery, deli, and fresh meats. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community. Mechanics Bank, that's better. Mommy Bay Turf Center. At Mommy Bay Turf, it's simple. We build better. Mansfield Roofing and Home Improvements, an Owens Corning preferred contractor providing all roofs with a 30-year warranty and 50-year lifetime warranty that is one-time transferable. MWD Logistics. Need a warehousing and logistics partner that gets your storage needs done? Store and move your inventory seamlessly into your customers' hands with MWD Logistics. And Park National Bank, where you mean more. Park's going to be our player of the game MVP tonight, G, through one half of play. Anybody stand out that you would say has been a cut above the rest?
I mean, it's a tough call so far. Granville does have the goal, but I think defensively, I might give it to one of those defenders. And I know Clear Fork is losing this game, but you got to tip it off to their goalkeeper, Renee. She's had a heck of a showing. I know the 5 saves, but going up against a Granville team that fires shots at will, she's had to stand tall back there. And so far, she's been able to do so and keep Clear Fork in this game with, Granville having 11 shots. Some of those were Renee had to come up big, and she was able to do so. So I think even though, we're down 1-0, game not over yet, it's hard to decide. I think I'm going to throw my hat in the ring for Renee.
And on the other side, the lone goal produced by Ava Labocki. It's the 46th of her career. So she certainly had a great time at the helm here for the Blue Aces, who are going to have the first touch here of the second half. And a 1-0 advantage on our MWD Logistics scoreboard. I think this is a big 40 minutes of action here for Clear Fork, who, talking to their head coach, Brittany Bechtel, before the match, I said, you feel like you're pretty secure at the number 2 spot in your district, right? Everyone knows Ontario is going to get the number 1 as Granville, wow, off the tip, gets a big shot, but Renee handles it. And she's like, I don't know. She didn't quite sure. She feels like Lexington and Madison both would be in consideration, even though wins-wise they're not near where Clear Fork is on the season. So I think this could be a big one for them if they can at least get a draw, certainly a win, to put themselves in that second position in the Division II district here in North Central Ohio. And they've been put out in the tournament in the semifinals each of the last 3 seasons. Maybe if they can get that 2 seed, it might bode well for them trying to get into the championship round.
Yeah, Clear Fork, a feisty team, just hasn't been able to get over that hump in postseason play. Of, getting to the likes of some stronger and elite clubs like Madison, which we all know, the Madisons of the world the past couple seasons, but down compared to what they usually are, I would say, with some of the Huff sisters. So maybe a year for Clear Fork to kind of rule in postseason play.
Granville sends a big ball here that's going to skip outside the box. Played first by Schaefer. Lady Colts not able to clear yet as it's headed back into the box, but right back at him, and a third header in a row. Forces Renee off of her line, but it's going to roll out of bounds. Goal kick on the way for LCP. And you see here on the replay, just kind of doinked around off some domes a few times. Granville wasn't able to produce a shot. See if they can get one here, as that one somehow gets through by Hope Mall. Taking her time, showing some poise, sets it up. This one, I think, just wide. Potential pass opportunity there, and Clear Fork again in the right position defensively to not allow a big shot right on net.
Somehow Granville still finding a way to try to get into that box for a teammate, and being aggressive here in the early goings of the second half for Granville. Expect Clear Fork to maybe try to turn it up here to not try to fall behind 2-0.
This one skips outside the 18. Anders comes out to make the play again.
Like I said, Renee's had a huge game here today, keeping Clear Fork hopes alive. Some opportunities for Granville to try to extend their lead 2-0, and there she is once again, rolling right to her this time. She'll boot this puppy away.
Yeah, Anders been very busy here in the opening 3 minutes of the second half. Now Clear Fork winning possession in the midfield. See if they're able to turn it into anything. This one's sent, but deflected. Got Wotman down there on the left wing working. And a nice takeaway that time by Allison Tyrone. She knows where to get the ball. Turning inside here is Allison. Lays it back off. And we've seen just some great creativity and decision-making by Granville outside the 18 throughout this match. But the Colts also been holding their own defensively, as that doesn't even turn into a shot again for Granville.
Great defense here from the Lady Colts, holding strong. Granville given their best opportunity here to try to go up 2-0. Might get a shot here, but this one will be cleared by the Colts.
Clear Fork, I don't know if they've even had a touch in enemy territory so far here in half number 2. See if they can get something going this time as Barnett. A little chase down action here along with Audrey Nolan, who makes a nice turn. Nobody available though. Eventually has to lay it off for Wallace. Just drives it into the middle of the park. And now Hoover, the captain. Back and forth we go. Big ball and a chance for a run here. It'll be won by Clear Fork. Chance for Ashton to try to make a play. Wallace has been sharp, solid all night. She's just such a physical defender. And I thought like a lot of people over here in the stands, that was going to turn into a corner kick. But this is what we're dealing with here, G-Man. All right? So you think that we're just up here calling the game. This is the battle within the battle. My producer's getting a head count right now on all the stink bugs that are up in the box with us. We're seeing at least 9, and I've knocked bare minimum of a dozen out of the window. So it's been full attack mode by a whole flock of these guys, and I know that you got your own problems in the room next to us.
Yeah, I got 2 on my eyes right now, just in this window frame, but on the attack, just like the stink bugs are, Granville. Just not able to get anything to capitalize right there, but they will be awarded with a corner here.
So it'll be the first set piece that we get an opportunity to see in the second half. In Granville, I mean, they've had some interesting strategy. I haven't seen much of what they're throwing at Clear Fork tonight in the corner kick action. With everybody, I mean, many yards outside the 18 and only really unleashing Ella Hoover, who is able to get a dome on it. But it's a unique strategy to not have anybody in there crowding up the box and then just try to get your senior captain in there one-on-one.
Was almost able to make it splash right there off the header, but those go a little wide, and now Granville could have another chance here.
Here's Allison. Angles it towards the touchline. But it is going to roll out of bounds as the stink bug flies in and on me. Relentless. Blue ball with the touch. But now back here to Tyrone. Granville trying to find some feet. Colts force him to send it out wide. Chased down here by Ava Miller. She shoots it into the box. There's really nobody on the backside, and this one out of play. And our first substitution here at half number 2 is going to belong to Granville. As they're going to check out Hope Mall, their leading scorer. And hasn't really been that involved tonight offensively. Few opportunities for Hope on the season, though. She's been dynamite. 19 goals, no assists, so she's definitely one of those when she's getting her opportunity, she is looking for the shot.
Yeah, if you're leading the team in goals, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Let Van Horn set up the teammates, and Mal can go in and just punch it in.
3 girls on this Granville roster boasting double-digit assists on the season. You mentioned one of them, Ava Labocki, to go along with her 17 goals, also has 10 helpers. And then Ava Miller, too, 10 dimes herself. And this has been a rarity, G-Man, to see the ball over on this side of the field. Very reminiscent of last night in the match that the Clear Fork boys played against Lexington, where scoring just, man, it was almost extinct for them. They just had 3 shots in their entirety for the entire contest.
Yeah, only 1 in the second half, and we kind of gave it to them.
It was a little bonus.
Yeah, we might have just let them have that one, but kind of the same story so far. Clear Fork not able to hang so far with this Granville offense. I know there's just 1 goal to their name for the Lady Aces, but relentless attack, continuing to try to take some shots on net. But the Clear Fork defense at least hanging tough here. Might have a chance to push it across midfield, and they will.
Blue ball carrying. She's got some friends in the middle of the park. She dribbles that way, though. Kind of took him out of the flow. And it's going to be out of bounds on the far side for a Blue Aces throw-in. And a couple hops into the hands of Anders. Renee with just 1 save so far in the second half. Came very early. outside of that, Clear Fork has defended well, especially with Granville living in the attacking third, but now it could be the Lady Colts' time. Here's Blue Ba. And this one deflected off the head, actually took kind of a side hop too after Izzy Laufer was able to get her dome involved. And this will go down as the first shot here of the second half for Clear Fork. And sometimes those can be dangerous when they're carrying off of a defender. Just not quite sure where it's going to bounce, but good job by the freshman keeper, Sydney Laufer, to snag that thing.
It's like in baseball, you know, when the ground ball takes a bad hop. Kind of hard to field and hard to judge, but there, Laufer able to stay cool and snag that one to keep Clear Fork here scoreless. 29 minutes remaining here in the second half.
Another good takeaway by Alicia Wallace, senior defender. Going to be playing at the next level. She has been stout. Good-looking ball through traffic. Poked away last minute by Schaefer. Boy, has that senior been solid on the back line. As this one sent backside, Blue Ba gets a head on it. Very high press being played right now by the defensive line of Granville. As you saw Audrey Nolan able to come up and make a play to keep it down here at this end. Counterattack looking to formulate now for the Colts. As this one's going to make its way to Blue Ba. She comes middle and just nobody home on the other end of that pass. As the sun's starting to set here over the valley. We'll see if that creates any problems for Clear Fork, who's looking in the direction of the setting sun. Because I know when I drive my car at about this time of day, I mean, it's almost impossible when you're going certain directions.
You got to think of maybe the problems it'll cause for Renee back here. She's looking right into the sun. Goalkeeper here for Clear Fork that time. Granville not able to even get a shot off, but let's see if this becomes a factor here in the late stage of this one.
Zoe Lamp along with Addison Blakely both checking in. Freshman and sophomore for Coach Bechtel. And I think a little bit of a limp there from Lilly Wotman as she checks out. Good looking turn by Van Horn. Can't connect though with any feet. Now a battle here won by Hoover, but taken away. I've seen on both sides some really nice defensive play, just stepping to the ball at the right time. Second time here from Izzy Laufer that she's been able to come make a play from her left outside back position. Throwing lobbed in, played by Labocki. Nice move to get around Allie Mesner. But that last pass, Clear Fork has not connected on that. I think they're batting 0% so far in this game.
Got to be able to connect on those two against a tough team like Granville. They're not going to, just dribble right by you. You got to be able to find open teammates and pass and able to get the blue ball here in space.
Mel with the hesitation move. She's got the cross. The keeper goes down. It was available, but just no shot offering from Addison Blakely. Another ball into the box, deflected out. Packed in right now are the Blue Aces. This is what makes them so good defensively, G. Like everybody back there,
yeah.
And it's able to spur a counterattack. Pushing forward with a Van Horn. Trying to slow down the pace, letting some of her teammates catch up. And that one does squeeze through. Cleared, but right to the feet of Allison. And now Renee comes out and ends it. Another look here on the mechanics replay of that cross from a little while ago. And Blakely, I mean, she was right there. It's just it took a hop away from her. And how many more opportunities for Clear Fork are you going to get with 25 minutes to go against one of the most stout defensive units in all of Ohio, regardless of division? Probably the best defensive team in Division II. giving up 0.4 goals per match.
It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, that is unreal. Outscoring their opponents 77-6 this season.
9 shutouts, 10 if you include tonight. And only been scored on in 5 of their matches. And what a run by the senior class for Granville. Been to the state finals a couple years ago. State semifinals the year before that. Both times they lost to the eventual state champions in this senior class. 57 wins and counting for them. There was just nobody for Anna Nolan in the middle of the field or even wide there. But now Granville's got some bodies forward. Looks like they're really sitting back defensively, G. They're just kind of playing with 3 girls up top. The midfield, more of a defensive mindset right now. And we've seen that the back line has been phenomenal, but they're going to get bailed out a little bit off that foul. They're going to have a set piece on the way from just outside the 18.
I thought it initially was going to be a foul on Granville in the first play. Let's see what they do here. Then they'll connect as Renee's able to stop that one off the free kick. Take a look at the replay, but I thought that the foul initially should have been called on Granville on the previous really encounter, but Clear Fork will get the call, and now trying to get on the attack with the Lady Colts.
Barnett had the ball leak right back to her after Long misplayed it. But this is where the challenges have incurred for Clear Fork, and they do again here. Once they've got outside of the box, it's just so suffocating by the Blue Aces that they haven't allowed any little gaps or creases for the Colts to try to squeeze their way through. But they've got numbers forward right now. And an opportunity right here. But that last connecting pass just has not been available all night. Keeping some pressure on. They've got Wotman. Deflected. Still somehow stayed in play as it bounced off a Loffer. And Wallace waiting on it right in the middle of the field. But Clear Fork, this is the most that we've seen them, Garrett, produce consistent opportunities.
Yeah, they've had a couple chances down here. Now look, you hear some of the fans upset they're not taking some longer distance shots, but they're looking for the perfect setup, the perfect shot. Now Granville flipping the field here. Now they're going to be on the attack. See if they can capitalize and try to go up 2-0 here.
Playing with just those 3 girls up top, as I alluded to. This is Nolan from the corner. And another physical battle with Avery Wine, who punches it out. Throwing on the way here for the Aces. We're going to check in 3 girls. Looks like Clear Fork's going to counter with 3 subs of their own, including Schaefer, Bluebaugh, and Labocki. 3 starters.
Got to give it up to some of these Clear Fork defenders. Back here fighting off the strikers for Granville. Just the 1 lone goal here. They've done a solid job, as well as the goalkeeper. We mentioned her so far here tonight. This one's going to be pushed into the box and could be trouble here.
Renee initially misplayed it. Fortunate, though, that Hope was more in the central part of the field and wasn't out on the wing where she typically is, so no shot attempt from her. And won't get one here. And it's probably just wisely played out by Morgan Schaefer, who just checked into the match, but it will lead to another corner kick opportunity, the second in the second half for Granville.
We mentioned a couple of times the interesting strategy that Granville does on their corners. Try to get a couple one-on-one matchups. They don't like to crowd the box, so see if they go back to it. It looks like they're going to do the exact same thing that they've been doing.
They've got Jada Lamp at one corner, Mel Bluebaugh on the other. The lone player charging in is Walker, and now they'll send everybody else behind. Oh. And, man, a big collision there. Bluebaugh kind of took the brunt of it. It was like a safety coming through in the A-gap and just knocked her down. Take another look. I mean, look at this collision, man. Boom. Oh, jeez.
Close, too, if Granville's able to get a piece of that. was a beautiful cross. Just not able to connect with the header cheese, and big collision between Clear Fork and Granville there in the box. In the goal, I should say.
Yeah, I was a little surprised there was no foul, but basically would have just been placed right where the goal kick is, so almost puts Clear Fork at a disadvantage, so I understand it by the linesman. Ace is set up here in the middle for Ella. And now a turn, but into traffic. Colts doing their thing. And Belcher took it away. Couldn't clear it. Maul on the run. And yet again, there's Morgan Schaefer. Just has to come in, knock it out of bounds. Quarter kick number 3 on the way.
We got to give it up to this back line from Clear Fork. Doing a great job. Granville's had a couple good shots and a couple good attempts, but, you know, when it looks like Granville's going to get pretty much a one-on-one with the keeper, they're there to clean up the mess and keep this at 1-0. Now another cross here is coming from the corner from Granville.
And they'll send it back post this time, headed out of there. It was Wotman. Granville keeping on the pressure as they found Ella in the middle of the park, but she heads it over the top, and they'll get out of danger again. And we've given so much love tonight, G, to the overwhelming defense that Granville's played. How about Clear Fork on the season? They've got 8 shutouts of their own. They also are allowing less than a goal per contest. 0.7. I mean, it's a shade above what Granville's been able to do. But only 2 times on the season have they allowed 3 or more goals. Only allowed 2 once. So they're either posting shutouts, allowing 1 goal, or just in those couple of occasions, they've been scored on a few times. So both of these teams, they've been hanging the hat on the defense, and Clear Fork just giving up 1 so far tonight, even though Granville has done a nice job of keeping the ball in the attacking third. So a lot of kudos to be handed out on both sides.
Yeah, both of these clubs like to hang their hat on the defensive side of the ball, and it complements their offense. You know, you can go up a couple scores, and then you know your defense is going to be there throughout the night. And both sides, even tonight, both play great defensively.
Lady Colts just have 1 shot, though, in the first 23 minutes of this second half. They've been able to get some numbers forward here of late. Just have not been able to unleash anything on frame and try to test that freshman keeper. Here's a big charge and winning the ball, though. Clear Fork looking to reverse fields as they get it at the feet of Barnett, trying to make a move. And look at that great pressure that was applied by Izzy Loffer. And now they're forcing Clear Fork. I mean, they've gone 40 yards backwards in the last 5 seconds. Keeping possession, though. And they're going to force a turnover. Or will they? Schaefer lost her footing. And now a 3-on-3 here for Granville. Can they take advantage? Labocki trying to set up the right foot. And she sends a missile, but it's wide of frame.
Labocki scoring the lone goal here tonight. So far between both clubs, trying to get her second one. Fired a missile, but just a little off target, as we'll stay at 1-0 in favor of the Lady Aces.
As I look down the schedule for Granville this season, you know, this may be about the most elite team that they've played, G. I mean, the 1 loss coming to Upper Arlington, they've got 10 wins. I mean, obviously a quality team. They played Notre Dame Academy out of Toledo, an 8-win team. And then Bexley, who, you know, typically they're a solid squad, just 7 wins for them. Dublin Jerome, Division I program, I know they've got 9 wins on the season, but Clear Fork going coast to coast, and the keeper comes out to make a huge stop as Wotman wasn't able to get it up and over the body. Man, that's the play of the match so far.
Yeah, wow, what a save right there from Loffer. Wotman had a chance, but just able to get a foot on it was the keeper and knock it free. We would have been all tied at 1 here in the late stages of this one. Wotman and the Colts not able to capitalize.
Colts looking to cause some chaos, though. Keeping on some pressure. They've got some bodies forward right now. They're sensing it. And now the home fans urging them on. They want to see some shots on frame. And that's going to be a turnover, so they're at least going to continue with possession. Schaefer with the throw, and somehow that was kept in the field of play by Vivian Long. And handled by Sydney, who hasn't had to do much. 2 saves here in the second half. Just had to make 2 in the first half as well. But when she's been called upon, she's definitely stood up to the challenge. One more look at that massive save with Wotman charging in.
Biggest play of the game right there. Clear Fork, though, they gave them a confidence boost. They gave them a jolt. They got a spark here. A lot of momentum, and Labocki won a call right there, but Granville will clear it out.
Yeah, no call necessary. That was just an excellent tackle by Vivian Long, making that happen. All ball. And it allows Granville to now get back to doing what they have done so far tonight, and that is just control the action down on this end as Ava Labocki try to dribble her way through traffic. But it's poked out. Throw in on the way for the Blue Aces. Got a ways to go here tonight, folks, but up to this point, let us know who you feel like is the MVP so far. I think certainly that you can put Ava Labocki into the mix. She's got the only score of the contests. Defensively tonight, on both sides, I really like the play of Schaefer, what she's brought for Clear Fork. Wallace has been excellent. And now this save by Anders keeps her in the conversation as well.
Wow, what an absolute turning point that would have been if Hope was able to knock that in, but Renee able to keep Clear Fork's hopes alive with a tremendous save in space, one-on-one too, as this one looks like it's going to go out of play. And it will, so Clear Fork stays alive here in the late stages.
In for Clear Fork, number 7, Zoe Lamp, and number 11, Addison Blakely.
Yeah, what a ginormous save that was for Anders. Keeping Clear Fork within striking distance. Dozen minutes to go here at the Colt Corral. And the sun has set enough that that's not really a problem anymore in terms of the rays getting into the eyeballs and creating some problems here for Clear Fork. So should be in for a really exciting finish here, as it seems like Clear Fork, they're starting to find a little bit more confidence than we've seen from them throughout the match. Maybe not finding any chinks in the armor, but they're starting to find locations where they can get the ball comfortably, and certainly here on this near wing, that's been where they've got a lot of their momentum moving forward. As Labocki chucks it in, Wotman had to drop to a knee, and she's going to get fouled. Penalty kick coming up here for Clear Fork, and a huge turning point for the Colts.
And a lot of Clear Fork success has come off Annika Labocki throwing the ball in, and right there able to set up Wotman with that cannon of an arm and then getting the foul calls. This is bound to be the play of the game here. Wotman lost the first time she went up against the goalkeeper. She's going to get another chance here. We'll see if she can cash in.
It was Audrey Nolan. I think she could have had the whistle blown on her 2 times. And it comes down to this, but kicked right at the keeper. The rebound for Wotman, cashed in. We're all square. The equalizer put away by the senior captain.
What a big-time goal right there from Lilly Wotman. Didn't work out the first time on the PK. Great save. But then Wotman able to follow up, follow her shot, and get it to go. Is now all tied at 1. What a game so far.
Here's the Mechanics Bank replay. I mean, it was kicked right at Sydney. She just wasn't able to squeeze it. Heads up play by Lilly. Kept her momentum going forward. And she puts it away. Just the 6th goal allowed, or 7th, I should say, all season long by Granville.
You got to think for Wotman, that's a big one. You know, Granville only allowing 6 goals coming in, and Wotman's on the list. She scored 1 of the 7 so far this season against the Lady Aces.
I think I said we were in for an exciting finish, G-Man. This certainly helps tell the story a little bit more exciting here down the stretch, no question.
And Granville not used to playing, you know, tied or behind, so I'm curious to how they handle this. You know, some adversity. We saw Clear Fork was able to bounce back. Let's see if Granville, they're not used to being tied, being down. Let's see if they're able to respond to this and try to score here with 10:38 remaining in this half.
Yeah, fair point. And you look at their last several matches, very similar to Clear Fork, how they've won 29-0 over their last 3. You look at 6-1 in their previous win over Licking Valley. Bishop Hartley, who both of these teams have played and beat pretty badly, 5-0, and then 7-0 the match before that. So it's been smooth sailing for both of these squads. Now locked up in a tight one, as that was excellent play by Hope Mall just to be able to get her head on it, force Renee to come out. Beautiful acceleration here.
Dangerous too.
But a smart, smart play by Renee though to come off of her line and force a decision, not allow that ball to come down to the feet. Not giving an inch out wide is Avery Wine. Until there, off the deflection, it's going to be a corner kick. And this one's going to sell over top. So with the goal being scored, a new adjustment on the goals allowed per game, G-Man, from .43 per game up to .46. What a difference for Granville. That does include this match, though, of course. Oh, great ball. Let Lilly cook. Wallace on the charge. Sydney way out. And she was outside the box when she came out and made that sliding tackle. So dangerous play there. Don't think she touched it with her hands. Another good-looking build-up. It's going to be out of bounds, though. Is it a corner kick? It won't be. It's a goal kick. So here's one more look. So Wotman in a foot race here with Sydney. And, man, that's a big collision, but she did get a large chunk of the ball. So, man, big love to the freshman keeper for having, you know, the Lady Kahunas to come out and make that play.
What a big one it would have been, too. Wotman scored the last goal off the PK for Clear Fork. And I think you can just feel a difference in the atmosphere. Not only, you know, the fans are now up on their feet, they're cheering, they're kind of making Clear Fork beat the aggressor. It was kind of all Granville that first half being the aggressors. Now Clear Fork, it's got a jolt, got a spark. They're trying to take a 2-1 lead here.
Ashton down in the corner. And, of course, I think you got to give the ball to Labocki. You're right. Their 2 best scoring chances so far tonight have come off of throw-ins from Annika. A little sidewinder here. It's going to be headed out of there by the captain. They're not able to clear it. Clear Fork staying on the attack as this is going to squirt to the outside and out of bounds for a corner kick. And Colt Nation, I think you're right. They're starting to bring a little bit of the energy, some vibe out here into the Valley. As Clear Fork playing with a little bit more confidence. They're going to check Lilly back in after a very short breather.
Clear Fork, number 12, Lilly Wotman.
And definitely, you know, yeah, their longest stretch down here in the attacking third, G. They're starting to get a little bit more confidence to them. It's undeniable at this point.
Yeah, you can tell. They came to play here in the second half, but not even the second half, really this last 20 minutes. They've been really showing out. Now a corner kick opportunity here for Labocki. This one headed out. Granville doing a great job on the defensive attack there.
Yeah, tracked down by Schaefer, pushes it back to Annika. Great give and go. Now with the cross, it's low. Like to see that one, if she can, chip it up a little bit. She had 2 girls on the back post. Lilly was one of them. Now a battle for possession within the midfield. Colts win it for now. Gets it to Annika. She wasn't able to corral that one, and it'll race out of play. So a goal kick as we're under 6 minutes to go. It's been a great match so far. Ava Labocki with a goal in the first half that gave Granville an edge. And then Lilly Wotman with the PK. Drawing the foul. Was able to cash in after initially being stopped. Had the follow-up. And we're all square. Too much juice behind that header from Annika. So here comes Izzy with a throw-in right in front of the Colts bench.
I think for Clear Fork, this win would mean more to them than it would if Granville was able to win this one. It's deadlocked at 1, but I think heading into the tournament for Clear Fork to pick up a signature win like this, some of the elite clubs that they've taken on so far this season is their 2 lone losses. For them to beat a club like this would be huge for the squad.
Well, they're going to have a chance here. Try to take the lead. Blue Bot dribbling inside. Runs into a double team. Now a nice flick forward by Mel. Out wide. Here's Kylie Belcher. And she just wasn't able to get enough power behind that one. She had 3 Lady Colts on the backside. I think her right foot is her strong foot, though. So with that left, just couldn't generate as much mustard as she needed. Coming down to the wire here in Bellville. Closing minutes. 2 of the top-ranked teams in the entire state. Granville, number 3. Clear Fork, 14th in Division II. Tournament draw coming up on Sunday. Neither of these teams play over the weekend, so this is the last chance to really try to impress the other coaches. And Clear Fork has impressed here in this second half. See if
what a tale of two halves here. You know, Granville, it was really all aces in the first half for the majority of things. Clear Fork had, you know, a couple blimps where they showed out, but this last 20 minutes, I think Clear Fork's dominated time of possession.
Keeping it down at this end. Granville with just 1 player playing up top right now, so they've packed it in, and it's kind of been the strategy for them all night, and I'm going to guess for the bulk majority of the season. That's why they've been so good defensively, but Clear Fork, they're starting to find the creases now. They're figuring out a little bit how to attack this defense, as that's another good-looking ball, but just a bit mismeasured. Blue ball about a half step behind it, but I love the thought process and the build-up. Barely too much.
Could have been some too. Blue ball might have had a chance there to cross it or even maybe get a shot off. A little bit too much power there on the pass. Goes out of bounds, and now Granville. See if they can get an opportunity on offense, but Clear Fork right there to steal it away.
Yeah, we've seen more turnovers from Granville over about the last 15 minutes of action than the previous, like 40 combined. It's really swung the pendulum of momentum in favor of Clear Fork. Some giveaways that they weren't making early on in the contest, and they've been substituting more than Clear Fork has, so don't know if it's necessarily conditioning. I'm sure these are all well-conditioned athletes out here. But maybe the focus kind of waning a little bit here on the road. 5 p.m. start. They're used to playing under the lights. Who knows what the case may be. But it's definitely been LCP, the stronger team here recently, as Schaefer picks up the foul. And this will give Granville an opportunity off the free kick to start getting some numbers forward. Oh, big charge on the outside, set up. We'll see what kind of turn is able to be made by Ava. Wow, what a clutch rocket.
Wow, ice water in her veins from Labocki right there. with the left foot. Top left corner, too. Renee stood no chance on that one. Big-time goal from Granville and the Lady Aces.
Yeah, turns it like she's in the teacup. All the defense sucked to one side. Ava Labocki. 91 seconds left. Could be the hero. What a huge play right there. So just like that, you feel like the momentum pouring in favor of one team, and the counterattack from Granville gives them a 2-1 edge here with just seconds remaining.
That's what makes it so tough against a team like Granville. You can't fall asleep, you know, for 20 seconds. It's going to go on to, unless Clear Fork's able to score here in this last 60 seconds, it'll be a huge play for Granville and it'll end up winning them the game. Got to be able to stay focused. Clear Fork just not able to stop them on that one. And Labocki able to cash in and hit the back of the net.
And you think about how crucial now that foul by Schaefer was, because as I said right after that, it allowed Granville to get out of their defensive end and start pushing numbers forward. They've been packed up for about the last 15 minutes of game action, and it flipped the field. And these girls are so smart. I mean, they're just playing deep balls, trying to send them down into the corner right now, allowing the seconds to melt away. As we've got a foul somehow. Guess I missed it, but this is probably going to ice it here, as Blue Ace is not going to be in any hurry, and they can just put this out of bounds.
10, 9,
It's actually going to be headed out.
7, 6,
But what a clutch play by Ava Labocki. I don't think there's any question now. She got to be the game MVP, coming through with both goals to send Granville to yet another victory. Number 14 for them on the season. And we got to take one more look at this goal. Look at this beautiful turn in the left foot. Blast off right where it needed to be. Keep it here. We're going to take a quick timeout, but we're going to have an interview with Miss Labocki on the way, as well as some final stats. B&G will break down what we saw tonight, get you all set up for the weekend moving forward, and much, much more. So after this commercial break, that's on the other side. Keep it here.
In today's world of supply chain shortages and disruptions, having raw material or finished goods inventory on hand to fill customer orders is more important than ever. Based in North Central Ohio and with locations nationwide, including 5 throughout the Buckeye State, MWD Logistics can find your business the warehouse space needed to manage your distribution and logistic needs. Grow your bottom line with flexible warehousing solutions at MWD Logistics.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results. More than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Back now with our player of the game presented by Park National Bank, and it's got to be the clutch performer. 2 goals tonight, Ava Labocki. We need to begin, though, with you breaking down that really clutch performance there. 91 seconds left. You drew 3 defenders to you. You spin inside and had the big goal. Take us through it through your eyes.
Well, I knew that we had to score 1-1. My teammate Hope was out wide, and she was dribbling, and I called for it. And I knew how to turn because I had pressure on my back, and I just knew I had to shoot because there was only so much time left. So, yeah.
Clear Fork, it seemed like, was finally starting to find some confidence offensively. You guys had dominated the time of possession until about the last 15 minutes, so that was huge what you were able to do off of that foul. Just describe that whole process to me after you guys got the free kick to you getting the ball about 10 seconds later, and just you know, how critical that was to kind of changing the whole flow of the game at that point.
Yeah, Clear Fork brought high pressure in the second half, and we weren't ready for that. And towards the end, we knew we had to transition fast and get it up. So towards the end, we were like, let's just get it up and see what we can do with it.
It's been so much praise given to you guys' defense all year because you're one of the best defensive teams in the entire state. But how well does the offense play into that, you guys being able to possess, find feet, and then keep it in the attacking third for most of the contest, it seems?
Yeah, our defense, we can find each other, our mids. We find each other in the mid, use the defense, and we go out wide, and we just connect well in the middle. And when the defense wins it, we check back, and we just work well right there.
It's got to be such an exciting season for you, and you guys have been on a phenomenal stretch, of course, here at Granville over the last decade or so, but 14 wins now in your first 15 games. What's it been like being a part of this where you've been so dominant? I think you've outscored your opponents now. It's something like 79-7. Crazy.
Yeah, it's like carrying a target on our back, honestly, from winning states, almost winning states freshman year, and then last year we kind of bounced back, but you know, always being like a winning team, there's always a target on our back, so we always have to bring it every game, and we do.
Preseason goals and expectations, what are conversations for this Blue Aces squad? Is it kind of just like, hey, we're eyeing a state championship every single season at this point?
Yeah, in the preseason, we work hard. We see our goals can. If we don't win every game in the preseason, that's okay. We'll go hard in the tournament. But, yeah, we try to work to that state championship.
So as you're getting closer here to playoff time, I know that one of your better players that you haven't had for the entire season, Ella, she's going to be coming back. How exciting is this time of season for you? You know, the weather's starting to change, and you know that, you know, tournament's right around the corner.
Yeah. Super excited to get Ella back. I know she's been wanting to play. Tournament season is one of our favorites, just showing what we can do.
Well, congratulations on another big performance. Both goals tonight. If there's anybody out there that you want to give some love to that kind of helped you develop during your soccer career, or just any shout-outs whatsoever, go ahead, take the time, and eat up the camera.
Definitely my mom and dad. They have always supported me and told me to work harder. They'll go out in the backyard with me and kick the ball around and show me different techniques. And my coach, Scott, and Coach Zeke, and Coach Z, and Coach Gabe, they're all, like, supporting in my team. We all work hard together.
All right. Congratulations. Huge performance for you tonight. Ava Labocki coming through with a game-winning goal. Just 91 seconds remaining in the match. That's your Park National Bank MVP. All right, we're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back. We're going to wrap things up here at the Colt Corral. Stay tuned.
In today's world of supply chain shortages and disruptions, having raw material or finished goods inventory on hand to fill customer orders is more important than ever. Based in North Central Ohio and with locations nationwide, including 5 throughout the Buckeye State, MWD Logistics can find your business the warehouse space needed to manage your distribution and logistic needs. Grow your bottom line with flexible warehousing solutions at MWD Logistics.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
And we're now back with our OH Report post-game player of the game. It is none other than Garret G-Man Parlett. So G-Man, you not only ran camera tonight, you're also being called Ava Labocki. You had a huge performance. Tell me about everything that you were able to bring to the equation.
Well, I saw a great game. You know, it's easy to run camera and call the game when you get to see something like that out there between two solid programs. Granville coming in, 13-1 in the year, only allowed 6 goals. Lilly Wotman was able to cash in with a PK late in the contest, and then Ava Labocki was able to scorch one off the left foot and put it to where nowhere near Clear Fork's goalkeeper was able to get it. So huge performance here for Granville on the road, coming in and playing. This is going to be their best win of the season against Clear Fork, a very solid squad. So you got to tip your cap to Granville coming down here to Colt Country and getting a big win in the late stage of the game too.
I think my heart is bleeding just a little bit, I got to say, for Clear Fork. This was the performance that they wanted, that they needed in a big-time match, playing the number 3 team in the state. They come through with some clutch play. Last 15 minutes, they're really dominating. Then the foul happens.
Yeah.
Then they flip the field. Then Labocki did what she did. I don't know how else to put it other than the last 3 times we've been over here at the Colt Corral for Lady Colts soccer. They've lost some tough ones. This one just feels like it's got to sting a little bit. However, though, still got to feel pretty good moving forward.
Yeah, I think losing to a Granville squad, I don't think there's a lot to hang your head with. I mean, they came in here and competed, and it probably should have ended a tie. But as you mentioned, the foul allowed Granville to really push up, send everybody. I mean, you called it, and they were able to capitalize off it. And Ava Labocki just made a great shot. I mean, that's a heck of a shot where nowhere near Clear Fork and Renee could get it. So you can't say this is a bad loss for Clear Fork. There's a lot of good things to say, but it's a good loss. And some people don't believe in good losses, but playing the number 3 team in the state that is at a state Final Four 6 out of 10 years and playing for championships year in and year out. This is a good loss here for Clear Fork, and what a game from them. And they competed, and it probably shouldn't end in a tie, but Granville just too much in the late stages.
Yeah, Clear Fork definitely started to have the run of play, at least over the last about 15 minutes of the match. So Brittany Bechtel, I'm sure when she goes back and looks at the tape, and she said that they watched the Rocky River match a few times this week to see where are some pros, where are some cons when we're going against some big teams. When they watch the tape of this one, they're going to watch this second half, I think, a little bit more and see where they were able to find some success. Let's dive into those numbers for you. The final stats presented by Mansfield Roofing and Home Improvement. And double the shots for Granville, but Clear Fork defended so well. Only 11 of those on frame, and I think that they did a good enough job chasing some of the star players for Granville away from the net that it allowed them to stay in the match, and then Renee Anders, who was going to be my pick for MVP if not for the heroics of Ava Labocki. Boy, she stood tall, man. She was on her head quite a bit, and she came through.
Yeah, she kept this game close. And it could have been 3-0 Granville, but, you know, Clear Fork, they were able to stay alive behind Renee Anders back there. She stood tall for them and kept it close. But I think for Clear Fork and 20 minutes left in the second half, I thought that they had more quality shots than Granville did. I thought they outplayed them in the last 20 minutes. Granville just had, you know, Ava Labocki on their side to make a heck of a play from their standout player to cash in with clutch gene. I mean, 2-3 minutes remaining, you need a play, and they're able to make it. You can't fall asleep. You can't have a lapse against a team like Granville because they will make you pay, and they did tonight. Lady Aces came in, you know, and got it done on the road. It was a big win for them, but Clear Fork, nothing to hang your head about. You played a great game. You won the second half, in my opinion, and, you know, there's a lot to take away from this game heading into to play some elite clubs in the tournament.
Yeah, they were a late foul away from earning a tie and outscoring Granville 1-0 in the second half. Ava, though, I mean, she was all-state as a sophomore. Probably going to be that again here in her junior season. So just a heck of an effort by her. So I'll give you last thoughts on both teams walking away from tonight's match as they go into the tournament draw. No more games for them until after Sunday when they're going to get their seeding. Granville, of course, is going to be #1 down in the Central. Clear Fork up in the air. They don't know. They're definitely not going to be the #1. Ontario secured that. They've got the head-to-head win. But what are your thoughts about both teams moving forward as we're inching closer to tournament?
Well, I think this loss and then them being able to compete with Granville is going to help them because, you know, Granville comes in here and they win 6-0. It does you no good. They competed. I know they lost the game still 2-1, but they showed that they can play with a team like Granville's caliber. And for Granville, I mean, they don't. You know, you talk to Coach, they don't even have their best player out there right now due to injury. So, I mean, they're going to reload and be even better. They're going to be the 1 seed. And would I be surprised if they're playing in the Final Four, maybe even a state championship? Absolutely not. Nah. So, I can see Granville, you know, running the table and playing for a title. And Clear Fork, you know, getting a tournament time. Their arch nemesis has kind of been Madison's in the Ontario. So let's see if they can get past them. This year, it could be it, but they got to take on Ontario if they want to get there through the #1 seed.
Well, there it is from our MVP of the match, Garret Parlett, breaking it down for you like only he knows how. That is going to wrap up our coverage here from the Colt Corral. Final score, 2-1 Granville. The Lady Aces still won on the road. With just 91 seconds to go, Labocki coming through with her clutch jeans on fleek. Got to thank all of our generous sponsors for helping you bring tonight's contest live and free. Stoot's Fresh Market, serving the Valley for generations. You can stop in and check out their bakery, deli, and fresh meats. Knox Community Hospital, they're in the community for the community. Mechanics Bank, that's better. Mommy Bay Turf Center. At Mommy Bay Turf, it's simple. We build better. Mansfield Roofing and Home Improvements, an Owens Corning preferred contractor providing all roofs with a 30-year warranty and 50-year lifetime warranty. That's one-time transferable. MWD Logistics. Need some warehousing and logistics partners to get the storage needs? Store and move your inventory seamlessly into your customers' hands with MWD Logistics and Park National Bank, where you mean more. For Adam Thompson, our fabulous director and graphic producer, Jory Hollenbeck, who makes the commercials, and Garret Parlett, who runs camera and does color commentary, I'm Brian Skowronski saying so long for tonight. But we got plenty of action on the way tomorrow. We'll see you then.